3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to Today, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
May 14th. May 14th. We had a little oopsie on May 14th.
No, we didn't have an oopsie. The calendar did.
In 1999.
Oh, we had a...
America did.
May 14th, 1999.
Yeah.
Let me guess for a minute. That wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. It just don't seem like a long time ago.
We had to issue an apology.
The United States government did?
Bill Clinton did.
Oh, it was when he was cigar banging?
No, why would we care what China thinks?
Oh, I don't have a clue what we did then.
We bombed the Chinese embassy.
I don't even remember this.
In Yugoslavia. On May 14th, 1999, President Bill Clinton apologizes directly to Chinese President Xi Jinping on the phone for the accidental NATO bombing of the Chinese embassy in Belgrade, Yugoslavia, that had taken place 6 days earlier. Clinton promised an official investigation into the incident. Don't know what happened. Don't know how wires got crossed, but for whatever reason, we bombed the Chinese embassy in Yugoslavia. Clinton called the bombing an isolated and tragic event and insisted it was not deliberate, contrary to what Chinese officials were claiming. At the time, American forces were part of a UN effort to help end a bloody sectarian war in Yugoslavia. 3 people were killed in the embassy bombing and 20 others were injured. The bombing incited protests at the U.S. and British embassies in China and briefly threatened to derail talks between the U.S. and China regarding weapons proliferations, international security, and human rights. Despite Clinton's public and written apology, Chinese newspapers and officials insisted that the U.S. had deliberately attacked the embassy. Chinese movie theaters threatened to ban American films and radio stations refused to play American music in protest. Clinton had issued an earlier public apology to the Chinese on May 10th, but had been unable to reach the Chinese president personally by phone until May 14th. Clinton had also sent a letter to the Chinese president on May 13th with an explanation and an apology, signed an official Chinese condolence book in the presence of China's ambassador in the Oval Office. Behind the scenes, however, Clinton U.S. officials, including Stanley O. Roth, the then Assistant Secretary of State for East Asia and Pacific Affairs, were vexed by the inexplicable delay in the Chinese president. He wouldn't take a call, and we couldn't figure out why. Tensions remained high between U.S. and China until 4 months later, when talks between the two nations resumed regarding China's desire to join the World Trade Organization. And I'm assuming that they finally did it. Also on this day, contrary to what you might have heard, the first settlers at Jamestown showed up. 1607, May 14th, 1607. So we do get that. Father of the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, passes away.
You think he was tied to the mob at all?
Yes, I've actually got that pulled up right here. Frank Sinatra's alleged mob ties have been the subject of speculations, biography, and FBI investigations for decades. While there is no definitive public evidence proving criminal activity on Sinatra's part, his connections to known mafia figures were well documented, and they cast a long shadow over his career. Sam Giancana, notorious Chicago mob boss. Sinatra was known to have socialized with this fella in Vegas. That's the thing, is like he was in Vegas during all that mob time. Rumors suggest Sinatra helped connect Giancana with JFK's campaign via Sinatra's friendship with the Kennedy family. Claims remain a debate. Carlo Gambino and other mafia figures Sinatra was seen with events. But I mean, they just go to Vegas. The mobsters do.
Of course they did. It was their big meeting place.
Right. And Sinatra was Mr. Vegas.
Yeah, he's going to
So they're going to go to his shows. That doesn't mean that he was tied to the mob. The FBI kept a 2,400-page file on Sinatra, partly due to these associations, his political clout, and his influence in entertainment. They monitored him for decades.
I think if he was really involved like that, Don Rickles would have never, ever made fun of him like he did about it.
Oh,
Like he would come out and say, listen, I mean, like on Carson, Gambino Gambanzo and Felipe Fregafucci, talked. And so, and he'd make a deal. And it was always a joke. So I really don't think he was involved.
Frank Sinatra famously consumed a bottle of Jack Daniel whiskey daily from the mid-1940s until his death in 1998.
Wow.
He was known for his love of Jack Daniels and even referred to it as the nectar of the gods. Sinatra's drinking habits were a well-documented part of his life and he was considered a heavy drinker. He died on the morning of May 14th, 1998 from a heart attack in Los Angeles at the age of 82 years old. Even though he drank all that, 82 is a good run.
Yeah.
If you can drink a bottle of Jack a day and live to see 82, I mean...
He lived a very fun life, too.
Oh, yeah. He was married 4 times. Yeah, divorcing his longtime sweetheart, Nancy Barbado, after a decade and 3 children, to marry actress Ava Gardner in 1951. Their marriage lasted less than 2 years. And in 1966, Sinatra married the 21-year-old actress Mia Farrow, 30 years his junior. They were divorced in 2 years. And then in 1976, he married Barbara Blakely Marks, the former wife of Zeppo Marx. Don't know who that is. And they remained together until his death.
He was married to Groucho Marx's ex-wife?
Is that who Zeppo Marx is?
I think so. Or it might be his brother.
Yeah, he married Blakely Marx. 1976, and then they stayed together until he died in 1998. Had a good run with that second one. Just, you gotta go through a couple toads to get your prince.
His one daughter was in Playboy.
Oh.
Nancy Sinatra. She's good looking too.
Bet that went over real well. Okay, my guy that was born today has... I don't know how you would describe this guy. You probably would say he's a force of evil in the world.
George Soros.
No, I would agree with you there.
So I would say it, but you wouldn't.
I don't. I think his contribution was massive. Is massive to the world.
Oh, Bill Gates or
you're on the right lines.
Yeah, I knew it had to be something. It's Bill Gates or give me a hint. Jeff Bezos.
Once I give you a hint, you're gonna know. Social media.
Oh, Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg was born today.
I don't know that Zuckerberg is evil. I just think he's got way too much power for so long. He's changing his stripes now. Now all of a sudden he sees the writing on the wall, and then when Trump's gone, if we get another dumbass liberal, he'll probably switch to the other side again.
So he said that he was pressured from the White House when COVID came out.
Yeah, Joe Biden and them really put the screws to him.
Right. So he was born May 14th, 1984. Not much older than me. I have really not done much with
You feel
my
like
life.
an underachiever, don't you?
Damn it. Zuckerberg briefly attended Harvard College, where he launched Facebook in February 2004 with his roommates Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, and Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. Zuckerberg took the company in May of 2012 with majority shares. He became the youngest self-made billionaire in 2008 at the age of 23. And he has consistently gone up the ranks in the world's wealthiest individuals. According to Forbes, Zuckerberg's estimated net worth is
$62 billion.
$206 billion as of May of 2025. He is the third richest individual in the world behind Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos.
How much is Musk worth now?
Maybe it'll say right here.
400 billion, maybe?
345.
Good Lord.
345. I feel like Musk has more going on than Zuckerberg. Like, I feel like Zuckerberg just got Facebook and like he's
Meta.
He's Meta and Instagram. But like, he's just got to keep that train rolling. I feel like Musk is everywhere. He's putting people in space.
Musk could be bored just sitting around counting his money.
It'll take you a while.
I mean, he don't want. I mean, he wants to go do shit. He wants to create.
Right.
He's gonna when he passes away, whether it's today, if they assassinate him, or he lives 50 more years, he's going to go down as one of the brightest minds that this country's ever had, or the world's ever had.
So they launched Facebook 6 days after the site launched. Harvard made them shut it down. So many people were using it that people couldn't get on the internet in Harvard. So they shut it down following the official launch of Facebook social media platform. His partners sue him. I didn't ever watch The Social Network. I know there was like some fugazi stuff going on with how it was started and who got credit and all that other stuff. They reached a settlement of 1.2 million Facebook shares and 20 million in cash.
That was their settlement.
Yeah, I don't know if that's per person, because the three people he was in business with all sued him. So I don't know if they each got 1 million shares and 20 million in cash, or if that's all he gave and they split that up 3 ways.
Could you imagine being the guy that took the $5 million payout? Let's just say they each got $5 million in some shares of Facebook.
Right.
Could you imagine being that guy or $20 million to a company that's worth billions?
I'm trying to find out how much they've made off of their Facebook shares. How much?
Ain't none of them living homeless.
No.
Or they shouldn't be. You imagine just having an income come in where you had $10,000 a day you could spend. I mean, that's hard to do.
Okay. The $725 million Facebook privacy settlement finalized in 2023 aims to compensate U.S. No, that's not it. That's a different thing. So they're looking at, anyway, I'll find that later. I don't have time to find that on the fly. Evidently there was another whatever for privacy that a lot of people got money to. I didn't get any money for it. I guess there were so many people on it as of the average payout per claimant is estimated to be around $30. So I missed the boat on $30. Though the exact amount varies based on the duration of Facebook's account activity during the eligible period of May 2007 to December 2022. Approximately 17 million claims have been preliminary validated. Missed out on $30. Shit. Not good. All right, that's all I got. Sinatra dies, Zuckerberg's born, and
it was a $15,000 between each of them is what they all paid out, is what they all started the company with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know that 1.2 million shares, how much that's worth today.
Savrin received $5 billion in shares.
Whoa.
So, and that was in 2010.
All for getting fucked over.
Yep.
Anytime I get fucked over, it never results in $5 billion.
No, $5, not even.
No.
All right. Thank y'all for listening to us. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Peace.
Bye. Watch for deer.